Media Land Groupies, Tool Groupies. Today I'm going to be looking at this forklift here. It's a forklift made by Hyster. Now these are really good forklifts. You know, this one's used and it's probably as old as I am. I'd say it's at least 25, 30 years old. So the problem with it today is, well, it's got a whole lot of small issues is what's wrong with it to begin with. But the owner said he had some new tires put on it. It's been 2 years ago. They use it about once or twice a month for things, just odds and ends. But here lately they've been starting it up. And in order to start it up, this brake has to be depressed for the engine to engage, because it's got a power shift system, runs off the transmission and stuff. So with that thing depressed, you can start the engine. You got to hold the brake down, start it. That's got to be down to start it. But whenever they're releasing it, it's like the brakes are still holding to the tire, and you got to use excessive fuel to be able to make this thing go, and it's overheating and just all kinds of stuff. So we're going to dig into it and see if it's something with the brakes or if it's something with the transmission not engaging, because it might be bad news for him. But we'll see how it goes. Now, of course, on the other side of the lever here, there's a cable back there where you should be able to adjust these things. Now, I've never worked on the brake jobs on these things. Usually they come in and they need a tie rod, you know, ball joint, something like that. I hook them up with it, but never tinkered with the brakes on these things, because these are a beast to have to get up off the ground and all that good stuff. Something that you cannot put on a lift unless you've got a hell of a lift. So the cable runs down in there. I guess we're going to have to unlatch it from here, fold the seat up, take this big plate off here and get inside there and see what we can see. Which basically means taking this, say, half-inch off here, half-inch off up inside here. It's a secondary plate. You can't really see it. One over there, one up there. We pull the plate out from under the pedals, pull this plate off, get inside there. Now the seat folds down here. You pull that latch up and the whole seat raises up. You need it behind it because the radiator and all that stuff is right in behind here. Always make sure righty-tighty. Fuel tank's cut off, then you can get into everything. We'll check all the fluids and, you know, all that good stuff. Check the hydraulic oil, transmission, oil, coolant, all that good stuff while we're at it. I can already tell you on the ground here, you can see it's leaking some hydraulic fluid or something. Now I got this plate off so far. Let's see what we got here. See if I can make it to where it doesn't glare for you. Notice. Okay, right back in there is where all this is. Distributor cap. It's part of the system that we're looking at. Very confined space. Looks like there's definitely been some rigging going on. Definitely some rigging going on. That's always. My God, they got a rope tied. That might be part of the problem. Somebody got a rope tied to it. Don't know what that's about. Now we look on the other side here. See the battery. See what all we got over here. Coolant tank looks empty. Well, at least they chose a pretty good filter. And of course that would be the oil. And the transmission stick would be this one right here. That looks like some corrosion off something. Alright, now our cable runs down through there. This is going to be a little bit of a mess to get into, folks. So I don't know that I'll be able to record all of it. But as I get to some stuff, I will record it and I'll upload it in different parts. This is what I'm looking at so far. Now before you dig into any of this, it's always good to hook a light up so you can see, because if you can't see, you can't do nothing. That's why I like these little Hyper Tough lights from Walmart, quite honestly. That little light right there costs you about 15 bucks, 3200 lumens, and it lights the whole thing up. So got it plugged up, little trouble light down there if I need it. So now I can start going around, going ahead and checking some of these fluids and this, that, and the other, get it out of the way, and then get into that brake system and see what the hell's going on. Now, as always, if I can manage it before I get into anything, checking fuel and fuses and all that crap, whatever owner's manual you can get a hold of from your customer, get it. Take the important stuff, you can take the seatbelt stuff out and all that, because you know what all that's about. Now, as far as the important stuff, like the type of fluids, the specifications, the capacities, what it's supposed to do, not to do, copy off a few pages on a copying machine somewhere that you might need. Then you can keep them in your shop, file them in a filing cabinet, all that good stuff. So I've got the maintenance manual here, and I've also got the mechanical manual to go through. As you can see right here, I've got this big fat manual. Now this one is the service manual. You might have to buy one of these because this belongs to the actual owner, but I'll copy off whatever I need to, and then every time he comes back I'll ask him to bring the manual again, because you never want to mix up something that's not supposed to be mixed. So always check your fluids, refer to the manuals before you do any kind of maintenance, mechanic work on anything. So far this is the transmission fluid, and it's definitely full. Now this is the oil, and that oil kinda don't look good. Looks a little bit too milky, and it needs some added, but I want to check some stuff out and make sure there's nothing leaking that shouldn't be leaking here, so that might be a big problem. Alright, let's see what else we got here. That is the line that's bringing the propane down through here into all these boxes, and it is mangled up a little bit. I mean, it's not leaking, but I recommend that they change that. It definitely needs changed. So all the propane comes through here, goes into the system. We've definitely got, you can't see it back there, it's a little bit wet and liquidy, so there's possibly something back through there leaking. I mean, there's just there's all kinds of little things popping up with this already, and I need to take the back off so I can check the radiator fluid. And we ain't even got up through here to look at these brake lines yet to see what's going on with them. So this is going to be one of those things, everyone. It's one of those things, everything's been rigged up, worked on. I'm going to have to take this thing apart, and I'm going to have to look at it pretty close, and definitely do a few part video on it. Now the back side, pulling it out, so you got access to where the radiator cap is, so I'm going to check it next. As you can see from back here, there is fluid in it. We just need to make sure it's circulating here in a little bit, and this would be the air filter right here. I got to do is pull this bar up out of the way, and it slides out so that we can check it and blow it out, because it's pretty dirty, as you can see right there. So here's our air filter that's taken out in the radiator itself, whether you can see that or not, but I might take an air hose, blow all that out, blow all this out, go ahead and start making sure the fluids are all right, check, see where the leaks might not be coming from, go from there. And right back in here where the radiator is the belt. So we're going to have to check all that. The belt looks to be good from back here, but I'm going to check all these lines, make sure they're tight, make sure there's no leaks, blow all this stuff out, change some of this stuff out while I'm at it. I'm going to see if the owner wants to go ahead and replace the thermostat while I got this took apart, and just do all the small stuff I can to it, make sure it's at least running there, and then get to the brakes here shortly. So in the meantime, I'll try to keep you all updated. I'll turn this into like a 2, maybe 3-part video and let you know the progress on the forklift. But this is what I'm doing today. You all want to see more, just what I'm doing, the repairs, the oddball stuff I do. You can check me out on Facebook under the Backwoods Hippie Garage, on YouTube under the Backwoods Mechanic. Like, subscribe. I do tool reviews. I do a wide variety of repairs, just a whole bunch of different stuff. So you want car advice, tool advice, entertainment, whatever, just hit subscribe, like, share, all that good stuff. Leave a comment below, and I'll see you cats next time.